it is basically my last week here at Gentel, and I've got a lot to get done in a short amount of time. So first off, trying to get as much accomplished on this painting behind me as I possibly can. So I'm finding that, since my time is limited, that I'm trying to force myself to be more efficient. It's easy to, want to be focused on little tiny details, but that just, spends a lot of time unnecessarily. So I'm really working hard to kind of go across the entire piece. So today my focus is developing that pattern as much as possible. I'm working across, I decided I didn't really like the pink and kind of switched it to this peachy color you see behind me. And then I've kind of mapped out, working across color by color in order to make sure I get the full thing up to a certain stage before I'm having to kind of leave from this studio space. So wish me luck.
So this is the stage that I was able to bring this large painting up to with the time that I had while in residence at Gentel. This is an oil painting at 6 by 6 feet in scale, and I was working on colorizing the pattern more, and in order to work more quickly and encourage the paint to dry, I mixed up each individual color and mixed it with liquid and worked across the entire painting with 2 colors of the pattern at a time. I then refined some of the edges enough so that I wouldn't be, terribly embarrassed to show it to my fellow residents. So keep in mind, it's still not finished, but I'm pretty happy with what I was able to accomplish. So I have about 7 of these little figures that I've developed. I'm painting them with gouache. Here's my palette. Again, I really like the Holbein gouache in terms of its pigment content, even though it might be a little bit more pricey for some of you, worth the amount that you pay. Just been working with like small brushes here to try to get a sense of what I want these to look like with some color to them, and experimenting with how they might then start to complete the painting. Here is a closer view of these invented figures. They'll eventually be added to the larger oil painting now that I've figured out what I want them to become. I also like how they look on the pattern that I developed on paper for the stop motion piece that I've been planning, but I'm gonna have to finish that up later back in my home studio. I have a lot of things going on, as you can see, this final week, just finishing up a lot of projects, and here is the crime scene that my sculpture project has become, with casting a bunch of branches. And so I got as many done as I possibly could, and it's time to go out on site and install them. Down. Oh, my goodness. So, I've been walking about mile and a half over the hills over yonder, and I scoped out this place to install my cast plastics branches, and I'm going to experiment a little bit while I'm here and see what happens. Hope it doesn't rain on me. So I like it from this direction. I'm gonna try adding a little bit of color just to see, this is what I do when I go on residencies and go abroad, when I have a little bit of time to experiment. I really like being out here in the natural environment and responding to the specifics to a place. When I do some sort of these side projects, I find them fun and exciting, even though there's obviously not a huge crowd out here watching with me. So it's been worth the effort, and I'm gonna keep playing around and see what I like best. Okay, so here's another spot that I've selected to see what I can do with these branches. I'm thinking that I might kind of try to plant them. The lighting is so perfect. So I might try out just like one more site. Um, Feeling a little bit like a Ghostbuster here with my sticks on the back and on the ground. So we'll see. I think they're pretty cool. Experimental, you know. That's how it goes, yeah.
Got the studio all cleaned up, and it's time to just haul things out to my car and then head back home to say goodbye to Gentel. I've been able to be really productive here, and so artist residencies are really amazing. If you ever get the chance to go to one, I suggest it for sure.